Mythical and Fantasy Tales. The Brave Knight and the Mighty Dragon. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a kind and loving queen named Rosalind. She ruled over a peaceful kingdom where everyone was happy and contented. One day, a terrible dragon attacked the kingdom and destroyed everything in its path. The people were frightened and sought refuge in the castle, but the dragon was too strong for them. Queen Rosalind knew that she had to do something to save her people. She summoned the bravest and most skilled knights in the kingdom to help her defeat the dragon. The knights came from far and wide, each one determined to rid the kingdom of the dragon. The queen promised a handsome reward to the knight who could slay the dragon. Many knights tried and failed, but one young knight named Jack was determined to succeed. Jack was not a nobleman like the other knights, but he had a pure heart and a strong will. He set out to find the dragon, armed only with his sword and his courage. As he journeyed through the forest, Jack met a fairy who had been banished from her kingdom by an evil queen. The fairy promised to help Jack in his quest if he would help her return to her kingdom. Jack agreed, and the fairy led him to the dragon's lair. The dragon was enormous, with scales as hard as steel and eyes that glowed like fire. Jack was afraid, but he remembered the words of his mother, who had told him to be brave and never give up. He charged at the dragon with his sword, and the dragon roared and breathed fire. Jack dodged the flames and struck the dragon with all his might. The dragon fell to the ground dead. The people of the kingdom were overjoyed and hailed Jack as a hero. The queen was so impressed with Jack's bravery that she asked him to marry her daughter, the princess. Jack was happy to accept, and the kingdom rejoiced. The fairy returned to her kingdom, and the queen gave her a warm welcome. The fairy was so touched by the queen's kindness that she used her magic to create a beautiful garden in the queen's honor. The garden was filled with flowers, butterflies, and birds, and it was said to be the most beautiful garden in the world. And so the kingdom was restored to its former glory, and the people lived happily ever after. Jack and the princess were married in a grand ceremony, and they ruled the kingdom with kindness and compassion. The fairy visited the kingdom often, and the queen always welcomed her with open arms. And every year on the anniversary of the dragon's defeat, the people of the kingdom celebrated with a grand feast and a fireworks display.